Some people are re-examining the Great Society and what some people feel was the wrong step within that Great Society. So today on Not Bound to Repeat, we'll be looking at LBJ's speech and what was actually said on that day in the early 60s and all in that space. As a matter of fact, we're going to bring up a speech that he gave in front of Congress in the early 60s to see what he was saying about voting rights and some of the other things that he was trying to implement during that day and time. Of course, we'll also be playing some commercials from earlier in the decades and all in that space or earlier in that kind of frame. I think I've got some that were definitely aired with Smokey and some of the things later on in time with R2D2. And of course, we got some stuff that is more current, like what was going on with one of the Sandy Hooks spots as well. So we're going to give you a reflection on history. Please get in touch with us. Let us know what you think. As every week, we'll be bringing you a speech or a debate or something from history in order for us to reflect on that historical moment. Maybe it's some lessons that we can learn from the past as we continue to move forward into the future. So sometimes from the past, we can learn some valuable lessons. We can also have insights in retrospect, since now many of the folks that were involved are no longer here, but we can think about their life, their legacy, and what they were all about. We definitely are going to do this series regularly right before World Edition on the Friday of every week. I'm glad to be bringing you these historical anecdotes, these historical thoughts, and all in that space. So today we'll be looking at an LBJ speech. That's right, Lyndon Baines Johnson. And one of the things he said, some of you may agree, some of you may agree even during that time. Some of you may disagree, and whatever your thoughts are and whatever your thoughts about this particular period of history, we would love to hear your comments here on Pod TV and, of course, on this show called Not Bound to Repeat. So definitely it's something we are looking forward to every Friday to bring you some interesting insights and hear your thoughts as well. So you'll be paying attention, and then later on, of course, on our regular Friday edition of World Edition, we'll be talking about current affairs. But right now, we're going to bring you some of those commercials, and then we'll bring you that speech as well. But we're looking forward to hearing what your thoughts are and what you want to say in the thoughts of how you want to think about and reflect on this particular period in time. Last time we looked at something that was even older, or maybe it was in that same time frame, but we'll definitely be looking at stuff when I can find them, maybe even from 100 years ago. This one is more like from almost 60 years ago and all along those lines. So we'll definitely be trying to find speeches and particularly recorded speeches from throughout the course of time. And we love to hear your comments, maybe your history buffs or a history buff, I should say. And we love to hear what your thoughts are about this period. And maybe you've got some reflections, or maybe some of you might have even lived during this time and can remember what you were thinking either as a child or maybe even as a young adult, depending on your age and all in that space. So we definitely love to hear your thoughts about what was going on in your life during this particular time if you were living around then. So please get in touch with us. We are definitely glad to bring you this historical moment right here on Pod TV. And who knows, you might even be reflecting on some of the commercials and how some of the commercials have changed in time as well. So right now, we're going to bring you definitely a PSA as well. And it might be one of the more recent PSAs and all in that space. So as a matter of fact, we're going to give you a newer Heineken commercial. And then from there, we're going to get into these historical moments. We look forward to it.
Nou, dit is dus de huiskamer. En dan komen we hier bij de slaapkamer.
Oh ja.
Met